What's going on, everybody? This is Jerome Moore, host and creator of Deep Dish Conversations. And firstly, I want to say thank you for all love and support, and thank you for exploring the perspectives of social change with me on this platform. I want to encourage you all to like, subscribe, and follow us on YouTube and on your favorite podcast listen platform. And make sure you give us a 5-star rating if you're loving the Deep Dish Conversations. I appreciate all of the support again. I hope you all enjoy this episode. J.E., what's going on, fam?
What's good? What's good?
Man, hey, man, it's a pleasure and it's a privilege to have you on the platform. I know you don't do too many things like this, especially if you know what I'm saying, if you don't know people personally, you know what I'm saying, know them real well. So, man, I'm privileged to have you on the platform. I'm privileged for people to learn more about you and your story and just the game and the gems that you can drop to other folks that come from the same background that you come from, and you can touch people that I can't personally touch with my story. And so, man, I'm excited about that, man. How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm trying to get hyped up, but of course it's an honor, it's a privilege, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm excited, so, hopefully I can give a lot of youth, a lot of people, some knowledge, some game, and hey, maybe they could take it and use it and make the best decision for themselves.
Man, just to start off, man, can you just tell the watchers and the listeners, man, a little bit about who Jay is, where you're from, and how you grew up, your background a little bit?
Something about Jay, man. I stand for something. I'm from the east side of town, you know what I'm saying? West side too, everybody know me around, so really I say I'm from the city. So pretty much the background I come from, you already know the bricks,
right?
That lifestyle, but hey, I love it, Yeah. I love it, man.
Man, talk to us a little bit about, 'cause Nashville has changed a lot. You know what I'm saying? Especially,
right.
West Nashville has changed. East Nashville
right.
has definitely changed. So it might be some people who are new to the city that might not really understand what Nashville looked like for you growing up on those two sides, man. Can you break that down to us, man? How was it growing up on the east side and west side of Nashville in your adolescent days, man?
Well, man, back when I was young, a little buck back in the way, I was real. It was rough, It was real and rough, And man, just growing up back then, it was just that's just how I feel about it, It was just different, man. You had to have heart,
right.
Everybody kind of looked out for each other, saying some of the older guys that I come up with looked out for me. Them guys, they stood for something,
All right.
Today, how Nashville is, I love to see the involvement, I love to see the growth, the change, because change is good for everybody, Change is good for everybody, what I'm saying? The growth in Nashville. So, but some change ain't good. Some changes is good and some changes ain't good. Like, what I mean by that is changing, giving these young kids opportunities to do something different than the opportunities that I had, you know what I'm saying? Or getting caught up in situations that I got caught up in, or other people I may know that got caught up in situations. But, I'm liking where it's growing, but it's still a long way to go.
Yeah, nah, man. Like, I think just to elaborate more on what you were saying, like, some change is good. Even though change can be good for everybody, it benefits people differently.
Right.
Right. And especially, on the west side and the east side, we've seen, because of gentrification, a lot of displacement of black folks that grew up there, and now can't afford to live out east or out
Facts.
west. And so I think a lot of people would agree with you on that it's good to see the city changing, it's growing, but like, I'm saying, who is it benefiting? You know what I'm saying?
That's a good question. Who is it benefiting? Because, the city's changing, the cost of living and everything is just skyrocketing. So it's pushing a lot of people out. A lot of people losing their homes. This is all they know. This is where they come from. And, it's just like, yeah, you want to know who is benefiting, because, some people things is getting too hard. Some people can't afford to pay this high rent, these high bills,
Right.
Not being able to get the job opportunities and not being able to provide for their family. So, yeah, I would love to know where it's going to, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Myself personally, but
Right.
Man, I'm still trying to figure that out myself, man, for real.
Growing up, man, in the bricks, you know what I'm saying, in the projects, in the streets, the streets will look a little different nowadays, man. How did growing up in that environment, you know what I'm saying, kind of mold you as a person and, showing you maybe the opportunities were maybe limited, so therefore I had to, shake and move this way, or I'm saying maybe you was influenced just by the other people that was around you that you was growing up and said, okay, well, shit, maybe this is the way to go, man. How did that shape and mold you as a person, man, growing up out east and then having family on the west side too?
Well, honestly, man, like growing up, getting involved with the streets, man. Most people or most kids grow up and get involved in the streets because pretty much not having nothing. You seeing everybody else, why they got this, why I got this, and I ain't got the same thing. Some situations where you get involved in the streets is, hey, I ain't got no father, or I ain't got no mother. Mm-hmm. You might have a grandmother, but sometimes they can only do what they can do, and sometimes that's not even enough.
Right.
You thankful.
Right.
You appreciative. Sometimes it's just how it go, you know what I'm saying? Right. So, I mean, getting involved with the streets, man, man, you gotta have some heart, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it was all bad, and I'm not saying it was all good, but me, growing up in the 90s, them OGs, man, them guys stood for something, and they looked out for me, and, you just get involved with certain things right. just to provide and help your situation out, not having no food, not having no clothes, right. trying to get back and forth. You want things. So sometimes you get involved with things that you probably shouldn't get involved with.
Right.
But I'm one of them type of people is I'm not finna sit here and watch my mama suffer, my brother and them suffer. I'm gonna go make a way. That's right. what type of heart I got.
Right.
So back then, the streets is the streets. It's just, the streets what it is, but it was a little rougher then. The streets pretty much, they still the same today, but it's even worse. That's
right.
I mean, the streets.
What makes it more worse compared to like when you was, growing up and you was active?
I mean, my point of view, my vision, you had codes. People live by those codes. You know what I'm saying? Today, people they don't care. They just gonna F over you. You know what I'm saying? Any right. kind of way. What I mean by people gonna F over you, you know what I'm saying? Like, people just all about themselves nowadays, you know what I'm saying? By any means, you know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, it was codes. People stood for something. People looked out for each other, you know what I'm saying? Right. Today it's just like, who could be the biggest snake?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, or nobody listen.
Right.
Nobody listen. So if ain't nobody listening, people gonna pretty much do what they think they already got in their head. I got this figured out, man. Ain't nothing you can tell me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So really, today, the streets, nobody listen. Everybody snaking, so everybody looking at it like, hey, I gotta get me. Everybody got that I gotta get me mentality.
Right.
So what that mean is ain't no guidance, they ain't listening, and more bad things is bound going on out here, man.
Man, you brought up family, man. Just family structure and how that was a part of your motivation
mm-hmm.
to go out there and not want to see your brothers and your mama, kind of suffer, or just your family in general suffer. Man, what impact did like your parents, like your mom and your dad, have on your life in that environment?
So me, I'ma just keep it 100. My mama did the best she could.
Right.
They say a woman can do whatever she can. A woman can do the best she can do for her kids, but she can't raise no man. You gotta look at my situation. I'm speaking for myself. My situation, my father went there. Gone. You know what I'm saying? Murder charges, drug charges. You know what I'm saying? So, my mama doing it on her own. 3 boys by herself.
Right.
No help.
Right.
And so just me just looking at those things, no father figure, mama doing the best she can by herself, you know what I'm saying? No supporting cast, you know what I'm saying? You got brothers, but me, I'm just more the type of person. I ain't finna sit there and just change is gonna come. I'm gonna go make change. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go make change myself. So
Right.
what I mean by that is I'm just gonna go find a way. That was just my mentality back then. Like either you gonna find a way to go do it, or you just gonna you gonna be without. That's just
Man, we both went to Pearl.
Facts.
Hey man, J.E. used to try to look at my paper in class. Y'all. Y'all know, man. Hey J.E. man, do your own work. But man, one of the things that I kind of reflect on a lot, you know what I'm saying, especially as we just grew as brothers and bonded over the years, man. You know, after high school, you know what I'm saying, I went and did, you know what I'm saying, MTSU 4 years. You went to the pen. And I remember, man, when you came out and shit, you came up to MTSU and everything, man. And man, you told me something. I don't even know if you remember telling me this, man, but you told me, you was like, Rome, man, I'm just proud of you, man, for just finishing this and just coming where we come from, because I know this ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? This might be harder than being in the streets and every day, because you gotta stick with this consistently 4 years. And you ain't gaining nothing. It ain't like you making money, and it ain't you getting your education, man. It always stuck with me, man. And I appreciate you telling me that, but I always thought like, man, like that 4 years, you know what I'm saying? How did that shit, it might have been more. How did that man, that process, man, from when you went in and like to like when we, you know what I'm saying, could physically connected, like on when you was, you know what I'm saying, not caged, man. How did that process, you know what I'm saying, kind of just change you, man?
To be real, you know, my time in prison, it really just opened my eyes, to be honest with you. You know, I used to look at going through bad things as a bad situation, but honestly, that might have been one of the best situations that happened to me. And most people are like, what? How can going to prison be a good situation for you? Well, when you run around in the streets doing whatever you do, you don't really pay attention to what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You just go about doing things. You know, you do a lot of things reckless. You're not really paying attention to the harm or the damage you might have caused or you doing just because you just got that mentality like, shoot, this is what it is. This is what I'm going to do. That was just my mind. One thing I can say is I was very intelligent before I went to prison. It's just the lifestyle I chose, and I don't regret it. Me going to prison, one thing about me going to prison was, you know, when you're in there and you around them big dogs, them big OGs who, you know, really got some pull, you know what I'm saying? And one thing about me is, you know, I got took under the wing just on some, hey, man, you too smart to be in here. I'm like, man, these guys got 2 life sentences. This dude got 100-some years.
Right.
This dude got 40 years. And for them to tell me, man, you too smart to be in here, that ate at me every day. So through the time I was incarcerated, anytime the guys would come up to me and be willing to share that information, wisdom to me, to see me do better, man, that's something money couldn't buy, because how I look at it is like, they don't got to tell me what I should be doing or what I should have been focused on and what I went wrong at and, you know, things like that. But they taking the time out to try to help me.
Right.
How I looked at it was, man, that's something money can't buy, you know. Right. So when I was going through that whole situation of, you know, just growing, get my mind right, seeing where I went wrong, holding myself accountable for all my actions or whatever. And one thing I understand about, you know, where I was at and, you know, one thing I understand was what I went through and I was going through when them guys took me up under their wings and told me, man, if I had a second chance, this is what I would do different. And all these guys will want to do something different. So I'm like, man, this is my guy right here, man. I ain't seen him since I was 14. You been here how many years?
Right.
Man, I wonder what happened. You been here the whole time. And then some of them, they're never getting out. So even guys that been in there for 20, 30 years plus, got 3 licenses, 100-some years, whatever the case, they telling me what they'll do different.
Right.
Because when you out here, you living that life, everybody, it's cool doing what you do until you get real. You know what I'm saying? Most people, you got to figure it out on your own.
Right.
For the guys to tell me, took me under their wing and gave me that knowledge, that wisdom, and try to help save a life, I appreciated them for that. So my outlook on life kind of changed. You know what I'm saying? Like going through that, like.
Right.
So when I got out, and I was blessed with that second opportunity, man, I just trying to make the most of it. You know what I'm saying? So I know sometimes we young and we feel left out here. So, man, when I was in that situation, man, I'm just sitting here like, man, I wish I was in college playing ball.
Right.
Man, I wish I was out here doing the things that people could do in the outside world. But the only thing I could do at that time is sit here and thinking, you know, the Christmas, the birthdays, and people passing, and, you know, we take so much things for granted. So one thing I told myself, when I get back out, I need to make sure people understand they don't realize how blessed they is, because there's some guys in there, they ain't gonna never get that second chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, and some guys missing their kids' birthdays, you know what I'm saying, Christmases, and people passing, just not, man, just being a part of somebody's life. So when I seen you in college doing your thing, I know that ain't easy, you know, trying to stay focused. Mm-hmm. And I realized how big education was. So what I'm saying to you is, you in college, you know, money, trying to stay focused, things come up. I seen a bigger picture for you, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, man, Rome, I don't think you understand. Like, man, you in college, you got it going on, man. You ain't in trouble. Right. Because the streets don't love nobody. Right. That's what I got out of it.
And so that was kind of my next question, man. What did you find out about people?
About people?
What did you find out doing your time incarcerated in cage, man? What did you find out that you didn't know about people? Because we always hear, you know what I'm saying, and just through our conversations alone, but excuse me, just through our conversations alone, you know, you think people might have your back and support you, you know what I'm saying, no matter what you've done for them on the outside, but once you get in, like, relationships change.
Facts.
You know, and so what did you learn about people and relationships once you know what I'm saying, once you get behind them, you know what I'm saying, that penitentiary, man?
Man, to be real with you, one thing I learned about people is, man, they'll change on you. You know what I'm saying? Prison helped me learn how to read a person better. So I could see through a lot of that extra stuff being in prison. A person can't tell me anything. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me anything. I know how to read people better. But one thing prison showed me is I was out here, as I was living my old lifestyle, I did a lot of bad, I did a lot of good, but I looked out for a lot of people, and they left me hanging, you know. And I'm not saying, I'm just, you know, me, I'm just being honest, they left me hanging. They left me hanging, and I did a lot of things for people, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, in a time of need, hey, I don't need you to do a lot for me. I don't need you to just holler at me. You know what I'm saying? Send me a letter. You know what I'm saying? Look out for my people, you know what I'm saying? Nothing, just the small stuff. And out of the things I did for people, you know, when you in that system, basically I felt like if I was dead, this is what would have transpired, you know what I'm saying? Like I felt like I was left for dead, but I'm dead, but I'm alive. I'm seeing what would have transpired. I ain't like that picture, you know.
Wow.
Friends betraying you because they feel like you're gone forever. They don't know no better, you know what I'm saying? Of course, you know, females, they gonna change, so I'm not tripping on that. But it was more of the hurt of family members and friends and people that I believed in, that I did a lot for, that left me hanging and just switched up on me, you know what I'm saying? And like, you like, man, I did this, I did. That's where my mind was at. So my mind, you know, when you send in them situations, you like, man, if I knew it was gonna be like this, man, maybe I would have did something different. If I knew it was gonna be like it, maybe I would have did something different.
Right.
A lot of people don't get that opportunity to see what it is.
And so, man, yeah, just from my conversations, man, you. I ain't never been in, prison, incarcerated. I ain't trying to.
You don't want to be there.
I ain't trying to go
you
there.
don't want to be there.
You hear that constantly, like about how people change on you, man, and it's unfortunate that like one of the things I never looked at it at. I never even thought about it, but you said like this pretty much is I'm getting a light on if I was dead, this is how things will fall out. And I ain't never heard it like that before, man. It hit me like damn, like. These are the people who will be there for me, or these are who people wouldn't be, and you get a snapshot of that, man. That's wild. So I want to talk about the transition on being on getting out of the penitentiary, because I know it's not an easy process, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, right? And so, man, talk about some of the barriers, man, that you faced once you came home from being encaged.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. When I did get that second opportunity of life, I had said a million things in my mind, what you want to do different. I had a million things in my mind of what path I wanted to take, try something different. It was so many obstacles. I mean, excuse me, but basically, it was so many obstacles of getting out of prison, of what path I want to take, and there's plenty of time to think I'm gonna do this when I get. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. But one thing for sure is when you get back out, the streets is there.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, after I seen how people changed up on me, don't get it wrong. I had some people who were loyal and still loyal to this day. You know what I'm saying? But for the ones that change up on me, motivate me. From seeing the people that never gonna get that second opportunity of life, that motivated me. So I came out with this fire. But I ain't gonna lie to you, Ron. It was just two things. Either I can go back to my old lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? I know what that's gonna end up in. It's going to be a back in prison with a life sentence or a casket. Mm-hmm. Or I could try to do this other way of living and see how that goes. Right. But getting out of prison, being a felony, you got so many things. Man, how I'm gonna get a job?
Right.
How I'm gonna get a place?
Right.
Don't want to go back because you're trying to be different. So the obstacles of getting out of prison, and you can get so institutionalized so fast, you know what I'm saying? Not wanting to be around people, you know what I'm saying? Because my trust is even screwed up even more, you know what I'm saying? And just trying to get back going all around. You don't know who is who and what been going on. So it wasn't an easy process, but I mean,
how was your mental health, man?
My mental health?
Yeah.
So look, check this out on some real stuff. They send you to them places trying to make sure your mind right? My mental health, I had so many things going on in my head. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I had so many things, and I probably still suffer from it today. It ain't funny, but my mental health was basically similar in place. I know I was still messed up in the head.
Right.
But at the same time, if I mess up in the head, you can't go in these places to work.
Right.
These people won't let you come over here because you messed up in the head.
Right.
So what was going on in my head, all the things I've been through from prison and seeing all these things, I got to fight through that.
So do you think, because how the prison system, which is pretty much slavery, right? Pretty much slavery is supposed to be rehabilitation. Mm-hmm. Did you feel like...
Man, listen.
Did you feel like that occurred at all in any type of way, form, or fashion?
Man, my opinion, no.
Yeah, from your experience.
Prison is gonna go do two things. It's gonna make you smarter, or you know what I'm saying, it's gonna make you more into an animal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And me, I want to say it made me smarter, cause being in prison, man, it's like the streets, man. Ain't nothing going on in prison that ain't going on in the streets. There ain't no women enough, if you know what I mean.
Right.
But the prison helped. It did, cause it opened my eyes up about certain situations I was blind to, like. Man, friends, family, and all the things I done, and the people never. So yeah, it made me a better person. It opened my eyes up to some situations. But at the same time, I got a lot of anger in my heart. So at the same time, I felt like I was betrayed by a lot of people. Right. So at the same time, you get out of prison, I'm mad.
Right.
But then when you get out of prison trying to get back on, you like, man, I don't want to go back down the same path because I don't see it ain't gonna show why I grew.
Right.
So at the same time, I had big cousins telling me like, hey man, put yourself around something positive. You know what I'm saying? You put yourself around positive things gonna happen. You put yourself around broke people, broke things gonna happen. So
Right.
I had to just, good thing I had a big cousin always just trying to give me game and trying to keep me on,
Right.
Cause man,
You have any slip ups, man, like in that transition? Because I know, like, and we talking during this like this time period too, just personally, and you telling me like, cuz man, I can't. You know what I'm saying, just trying to find housing. You know what I'm saying, what a felony is a barrier in itself. And I'm like, I didn't even know they discriminated against people with felonies like that. Because again, if you ain't close to the situation or if you ain't going through it, you just might be naive and just clueless about it. And so, man, was there slip ups? Like, man, did you ever in your mind like, man, it's literally just easier for me to go back into the same situation and make money and be able to provide and take that risk than trying to really navigate this country, especially as a black man with a felony, and try to go the straight and narrow, because even though you did your time, like you still get treated like a criminal.
Man. Honestly, man, did I slip up? Man, plenty of times, and I'm not proud of it. You know what I'm saying? But I slipped up plenty of times just because, you gotta survive, At the same time, people say they want you to do good, but they good might not be the same good as you want to be good. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say we're going to help you out. I mean, I don't expect people to give me a handout, but a lot of people say they're going to help you, didn't come through. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, I still had that mindset like, I'm going to sit here and wait, think somebody go help me out, get my tool, I'm going to make a way. And I just, at the end of the day, you got to go make a way. That's just how I took it. Yeah, man, how the system set up for felons, you can pay your time, but it's like, hey, I want to go try to get this job, but they're going to look at me like, man, we don't want you in your building. We kind of scared the hell you're not building because you're a felony. And one thing I can say about being a felony is it's the people that ain't the felons crazy than me. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing. Just opportunity, man. Like, you can go to certain schools and try to go to college and try to change your situation. You can go through all that. But then at the end of the day, are you going to get that job?
Right.
They still going to say, oh, you went to college, you got your bachelor in this, but we can't hire you because you're a felony.
Right.
I mean, they putting all these, you got some people that really try to change their situations, but what I'm getting at is you can try to change your situation, but they want to give you an opportunity. Right. How can you change your situation? Right. How can you not go back to what you know best?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, that's what it was, man. I tried my best. I mean, I had slip-ups I ain't proud about, but, the type of person I am, man, I got to make a way. That's just who I am. I got to make a way, man.
And so, because I know there's people watching and listening that, you know what I'm saying, that currently might be going through that I might make a slip-up, you know what I'm saying, process, right? Mm-hmm. What were some of the things that kept you motivated and optimistic about, oh, I can come out of this. I can change, you know what I'm saying? I can win. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I can be successful. You know what I'm saying, doing something different.
I mean, what kept me motivated, because I wanted to prove it to myself for more than anything. Some people like to prove things to people. Me, I want to prove it to myself that I can, I'm going to overcome what they feel like I can't. Mm-hmm. What you label me as, I'm going to overcome that, because I just had it in me, man. I don't know. I couldn't tell you, So my partner said, man, you got a prison, man. You came out with that hunger, that fire, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man, I don't know, man, it
sounds like just self-belief. Like you just,
yeah, man, because
you just believe in yourself.
I know I got that work ethic. I'm ambitious, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got so many, smart, you know what I'm saying? Right. I might not look like, to most people, that I know what I'm talking about or what I'm, my research or whatever, but I'm always going to do my homework. So, what they say, if it's a way, if it's a God, it's a way.
Yeah, if there's a will, there's a way.
There's a will, it's a way. That's what it is. If it's a will, it's a way. So I always kept that in my mind. It's a will and a way. You know what I'm saying? So that what kept me motivated. And then also I wanted to be like, you know, show some of my partner like, look, man, if I could do it, you could do it. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I looked at it, man.
Right.
So for some people who going through, like, man, I'm trying to change, but they ain't giving me the opportunity, man. Keep fighting, man. Keep fighting, because you going to come across something.
Right. Now.
Keep fighting, man, because at the end of the day, man, it ain't worth being locked up in a system, being on lockdown, controlling your life, can't see your kids, can't see your family,
right.
Can't take your girl on a date. Right. You just can't do the things you love to do, man. And at the end of the day, man, I always tell people keep striving, you know.
Nah, man, and for somebody that didn't been through it, man, I think like you can't come from a more, you know, resourceful source. More authentic source than somebody that has been through it and did everything that you didn't probably done and more to tell you like this ain't the lifestyle you want. This ain't the situation you want to be in, and not be able to, you know, partake in all those things that you know what I'm saying, that gives us joy and fun in life and love in life, man. So now hopefully people appreciate that, man. So you stay optimistic, you know. You became a better person.
I hope so.
You know, nah, man. Look at you. So. Look at him.
I hope
He's
so.
shining. You know what I'm saying?
I hope so.
Looking good, feeling good.
I hope
you know?
so, man.
And you became. You know what I'm saying? And you continue to work on yourself and grow, which we all should be continuously doing, growing and learning. And you're a perfect example in that. So, man, what are some of the things, man, that some wisdom, man, that if you could tell your 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old today, if you can go back and tell them something, what would you tell them?
Man, that's a question right there. That's a good thinking question. That's a deep one, because it's
somebody that's 14, 15, 16, 17 that was just like you, that's probably watching and listening to this, or they got a mama or a daddy that's watching and listening to this, and they need some words to embark on them. And so what would you tell yourself at 14, 15, 16 years old today?
Stay focused. That's the first thing I say. Stay focused.
But to go deeper though, because you gotta think about the peer pressure. Don't nobody want to be the not popular person. Like, oh well, you know what I'm saying, J.E. ain't doing it, so therefore J.E. ain't cool. He ain't, you know what I'm saying? Because you know how we is in that age, right? Everybody wanna be liked. No, I don't care who you is. You want to be accepted and liked, and you know what I'm saying. You want to be a part. You know what I'm saying, or at least feel a part. And so, what would you tell yourself at that age, knowing all the peer pressure, knowing everything that you seeing around yourself, and it look good at the moment, which is might be temporary. You know what I'm saying, happiness, temporary success, temporary joy, but it ain't sustainable. You know what I'm saying. You know that. What would you tell that person? What would you tell that young J.E.?
Man, I would tell that young J.E., man, look, stay away from negativity, stay up out the streets, follow your dreams, have patience. You know what I'm saying? And those ain't easy things saying, like have patience, you know what I'm saying? But I'll say follow your dreams, stay focused, and stay away from negative opinions, because if you surround yourself with negativity, that's one thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you don't follow your dreams, how you gonna get to where you supposed to be going at?
Right.
Gotta stay focused. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and at the end of the day, man, what I tell myself and a lot of young folks is what you think it really is, it really ain't that. So what I mean by that is it ain't worth it.
Right.
It ain't worth it, man. You know, live your life.
Right.
Getting caught up in these other situations, it's going to catch you. You can't run from it.
Right.
Some of us get blessed and get another opportunity, but a lot of us, 14, 15, ain't getting a second opportunity.
Right.
So I probably tell a young Jay them words right there.
Man, any last words, man, that you want to leave with the listeners and the viewers, man? Because we're gonna bring you back, man. Because I think your perspective and your lived experience, man, it can never be enough like information that you can give to especially this new generation of just youth. And then also just the people that have maybe just recently released from being in cage, man, they need, you know what I'm saying, need more people to say, hey, look, I know it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be temptations, especially if it was easy for you to get into it when you know what I'm saying, when you was doing it. It's gonna be just as easy for you to fall back into it if that's what you want to do, but you don't have to go that route. So I think it can never be too much information, and you just never know who ears and who eyes you might catch each time that you know what I'm saying, putting that positive energy in that, you know what I'm saying, you can make it still. You got a second chance. You might get a third chance. Don't blow it. Don't jack it, man. So any last words you wanna leave with that, man? Until next time.
Honestly, man, I'm gonna say this, man, to the young generation out there, man. Focus on your dreams. Stay out the streets because it ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you got somebody that's gonna give you that knowledge, that wisdom, and they willing to take you on that wing, get with that person, as long as they on the right path. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, you don't have to grow up like some of us did, figure it out on your own. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's one thing. And, man, I just want to tell people just stay focused. You know, sometimes where you're going, can't bring everybody with you. And at the same time, man, everybody not going to see your vision.
Right.
And sometimes you just got to be willing to give up certain things to get where you're going. Sometimes you got to give up fun to get where you're going. You know, everybody might want to have fun and party, but sometimes you got to give up that fun to get your blessing. You know what I'm saying? So, them are fruit things, and, you know, I wish I can, you know, break it down even a little more to you, but, man, just tell anybody, man, stay focused, fight through them pain the best you can, know what you want to do. If you know what you want to do in life and you got your mind made up,
right,
you stay focused, fight through the pain, and you're going to make a way. That's all I'm saying. You're going to make a way. Ain't got no choice but to work for you. You know what I'm saying? Right. Stay out the way. Do what you're supposed to do. Take care of your business. Your priorities, number one. Sometimes you might have to sit through something out, but I guarantee you it's going to work out for you in the end, though. For real.
Man, J.E., man, I appreciate you, fam. I love you, dog.
Hey, love you too, bro.
And I appreciate you. And I just appreciate you, man. Just, you know what I'm saying, like sharing your story, because I know it still might be some lingering trauma.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
And so I really appreciate you, you know what I'm saying, opening up and being vulnerable and just sharing. And I know it can get deeper, but just sharing just a little bit with us, man, for our viewers and our listeners that may be going through some or had similar experiences and just trying to make it through. So I appreciate you, dog. Till next time, man.
Hey, that part.